What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking, good sir.
That's excellent. That's excellent. In case you did not know, Team Chat Podcast is a video game show where we talk about games, the ones we love, the ones we hate, and everything in between. New episodes come out every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Time, and you can listen to those across podcast services around the World Wide Web. You can also watch each episode on YouTube and Twitch. And the links and all that for everything is in the description for these episodes. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Join our Discord server. And finally, if you really love what we're creating, you can head over to our Patreon page where, for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. And in return, we will give you a cool perk like getting the episodes early before its general Tuesday release and access to our patron-only channel on our Discord server.
Correct. And just an FYI for everyone that is thinking, well, what are you going to do with my money, Team Chat? We are, of course, going to use it exclusively to make the show better for you.
Boom. Because we are completely listener-supported.
And some of the things that we have in the far future would require things like a game capture card, for example. So any additional support that you may be thinking, oh, well, who deserves this? We do. Does. We deserve it.
Because we're sitting here, 133 episodes. We've been doing a lot.
We've been here for a while
Putting
now.
out that work. I mean, push comes to shove, we'll still buy that stuff anyway. But your money still helps us get there.
It still helps a whole lot.
So, thank you to all of our current patrons who are supporting the show. We could not do this without you. But another bit of housekeeping that we're going to do real quick before we get to the moment with Mogan is, so you've hopefully already seen it by now, but we recorded a reaction video to the Life is Strange 2 trailer. First one we've ever done.
First one.
And quite honestly, we should have been doing it for forever.
Yeah, we should have been doing these kinds of little tidbits a long time sooner.
Because, and this is why I bring it up, because I want to say a big thank you to everyone. It is now our most popular thing we've ever done. We're recording this. It came out on Monday. It's Thursday now. It's been viewed 181 times as of this recording, which far surpasses any of our video content for sure. That
I will say that it feels a little bit like a slap in the face.
It really does. It's just like, hey, wake up, dumbasses.
We've been doing it wrong the whole time.
I know, but so and then 12 thumbs up, no thumbs down. It's great. It's awesome. So thank you all for appreciating that video.
Don't tell the people that. Now some douchebag, probably Bro Mogan, is going to get on there, be the first one to thumbs down, and then
need to be kept humble.
First on the video.
We need to be humbled. We need to be kept humble. We can't let this go to our head.
Humble.
It's true, but still, we can't let this success that we're now seeing just blow us away.
We have to stay grounded.
Exactly.
Let's use that word instead.
Exactly. It'd be like playing The Last of Us again on the grounded mode. But so thank you for everyone for doing that. And also just wanted to give a couple shout out to some people who have commented on our most recent episode.
We live for this stuff, people.
Yeah, two people commenting on here. One guy, Smithus, says, P.S. Love your podcast. It's good stuff. Keep up the good work. Thank you. We will. And another one, let's talk shit.
I like it.
That's it. They said, great video, guys. First time viewer, and I really enjoyed it. I love long form gaming podcasts. Unfortunately, a lot of the big ones I used to watch have come to a close. First, Let's Drown Out, and then previously recorded. I've been looking for something to listen to at work, and I think I finally found it. Read more. Yeah, cheers.
I like that you just missed the cheers and the read.
That's all I was missing.
That's pretty funny.
So thank you for the kind words. It really does help us out and give us a boost of confidence. But with all that, let's jump into some news. Let's figure out what's coming out soon and any other important updates in our moment with Mogan.
Well, as you may remember from last week, there's a bunch coming out today, August 28th. So all of this comes out today, August 28th. I'm just going to blast through them. There's so many. Little Dragon's Cafe is coming to PS4 and Switch. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is coming out for Switch. Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 is for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Yakuza Kiwami 2 for PS4. Strange Brigade for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Blade Strangers, it's different, PS4, Switch, and PC, along with Donut County for PS4, PC, and iOS. That's one that doesn't make the list very often.
No, not really.
We
kind of tend to ignore the mobile games.
We kind of do. We're bad about that. Along with The Blob 2 Remastered for Switch, Freedom Planet for Switch, and then coming soon we have, this is one that I totally forgot was coming out this year, Divinity Original Sin 2 is coming soon on August 31st. That is for PS4 and Xbox One. Along with,
I think it's already out on PC. This is just now the actual
but this is the
port,
Xbox.
the console
These are the
port.
console ones. along with Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Goddamn nerds.
Oh, man.
And that's everything that you've got coming out now and coming out soon.
Awesome.
It's a weird week in gaming.
A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff is
on.
coming out. It's very bizarre.
And another thing, see, I got all emboldened because of the success of the Life is Strange thing. So I went ahead and did something else too. Like, obviously, we're trying to kick up our streaming presence a little bit more too.
Right.
So the first time I'm ever doing this, and it's kind of a little experiment to see how it goes over. I've been streaming Guacamelee 2 in its entirety.
You're trying to stream the whole game, is that right?
That's going to be my goal. So for I haven't played any of it. I haven't played through it. So this is like my second, third playthrough. Very first time I've played any of it. As of this recording, I already streamed once, but I'm hoping to either do that tonight after this or maybe tomorrow, over the weekend, stuff like that. So hopefully there are a couple more episodes up. The first one's already up there. It's the first 2 hours of the game. You can go check that out on our YouTube page. So, and on Twitch and is on there too, because that's what we stream through. But anyway, so another thing, if you want to check it out, we're just throwing out that content everywhere. It's popping up like popcorn.
We're getting crazy up in here.
We are.
That's what the young people are saying still, right?
Up in here? Yeah. Getting crazy up in here? Yeah.
Are people still saying Yas Queen?
Yeah, I still say it, at least. So, I mean, that works out for me.
Do you say it to Fender specifically?
I say it to Fender, I say it to Sam, I say it to Michael, I say it to just about anybody.
Just anybody who will listen.
Exactly. So, it's an important phrase. But let's jump into our main topic, which is Gamescom. I have to keep reminding myself of that. I want to say in our last year when we talked about Gamescom, I think I said Gamescom the whole time. I'm certain we did.
Gamescom the whole time.
Probably made us look like chumps, fools. See, these are those humbling things, that just keep us on the straight and narrow.
They're right. They're wrong, and we're right. We are right to say Gamescom.
But anyway, Gamescom 2018 has just wrapped up by the time you're listening to this episode, and so we didn't want to go through necessarily everything that was revealed during the conference, because a lot of it is just either like little bits, more tidbits, some game announcements and releases, different things like that. But instead of going through the whole extensive list, we picked specific announcements, games that we wanted to focus on.
Right.
So, and then if we have a little bit of time after we go through those, we'll hit on some like lighter topics and everything that we have. So why don't you go ahead and start us off, Mogan, with one of your first picks here.
So I think that my first pick, actually, I don't need this computer. Okay. I know what I'm talking about.
I have it for reference if we need it.
So my first pick is something that is a topic that is near and dear to my heart that all of a sudden, I probably shouldn't say all of a sudden, but has gained a little bit more traction in the mainstream, is all of the lore and mythos surrounding H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes,
so
I've heard of him.
We actually, it's so funny that you say that, because we actually briefly touched on this.
We did.
When we did the Overcooked 2 episode.
Because my dumb ass thought the
Jerrett
Necronomicon
mentioned that the Necronomicon from Overcooked 2, and he was like, oh yeah, that's a reference to the Evil Dead, right? No, fool! It's a reference to the Necronomicon, which is the book o' evil and cosmic madness of H.P. Lovecraft.
Well, and that's fine, but that's what it is also in the Evil Dead. So literally, and I'm sure Evil Dead borrowed it from H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, they did.
But but still, my example stands.
Your first exposure to it was just hashtag wrong.
There's just so many things out there in the world. I can't keep up with everything.
Yeah, now that's true. Yeah, I don't expect everybody to know all of the historical and literaturical, that's a new word, historical literature, shut up, all of the literaturical significance that H.P. Lovecraft had on the horror genre. And that's probably my favorite personal genre to read. Not that I read books, but if I did, that's what I would read.
Books are for chumps.
Because books are for chumps. But so very suddenly, there are 2 games coming out very soon that are both centered around the extended lore of the H.P. Lovecraft books, primarily those dealing with Cthulhu. And I know that everybody has different ways of pronouncing it. I don't care. I'm going to say it my way. So F you if you don't like it. Anyway, so the 2 that I know of are The Sinking City, if I'm not mistaken, and the one that I want to talk about from Gamescom, which is very simply and nice and straightforward, The Call of Cthulhu. So this is from, I believe, Cyanide Studios. Cyanide Studios is making The Call of Cthulhu. It is slated to be released on October 30th of 2019. It is coming out... Yes, 2019.
Okay.
It's coming out very soon.
Oh, it's 2018.
Wait. I guess I meant 2018. I thought it was the year 2019.
So before we're starting this recording, she's like, I'm going to play it for our Halloween episode this year. And now you're confusing me, throwing out this 2019.
No, because Red Dead 2 comes out this year, doesn't it? Then it's this year because Call of Cthulhu has
it's going to get swamped.
It has the extreme misfortune of coming out right behind Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's going to be tough.
However, I will say that the kinds of audiences that are probably really jazzed about Red Dead probably have some pretty significant differences between the type of gamer that would be really drawn to a game like the Call of Cthulhu. Mm-hmm. So just to sum up a bit of what it is, I think in opposition to what the Sinking City deals with, Call of Cthulhu is of course going to be a very traditional approach to the... Are we worried about it? No,
Test.
It's fine, right? Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, sorry. We've been having some issues with the recording lately, and so it just
We're very paranoid.
We're very paranoid right now. Okay, but no, we're all good.
So what I was saying is, so the Sinking City is, I think, a little bit more along the lines of a adventure game. That's the word I'm looking for. So the Sinking City is going to be more along the lines of a more adventure style game, whereas the Call of Cthulhu takes you into that first person role. I believe you play the role of an investigator. Mm-hmm. Spencer? I forget what his name is.
Spencer.
Do not quote me on that. I'm sure I'm wrong about it. But it puts you in the shoes of an investigator who is going to this town that is very creepy, very H.P. Lovecraft, one of those seaside locales that you know bad shit is going on in.
Of course.
And it takes more of an RPG approach to the game, which I think is going to be really interesting. So they did actually do a gameplay trailer at Gamescom. You can go look it up anytime you want. One of the things that the game didn't really display is one of what I think are the features that have the most potential for being very interesting, is that all of H.P. Lovecraft's stories, one of the key factors, one of the cornerstones is that every protagonist is constantly fighting like madness that is brought on by knowledge of the universe greater than their mind can even contain, and it drives them insane and they faint. And that happens in every single story, I swear to God. So there's going to be this particular component of psychosis and of madness that unfortunately the gameplay trailer didn't really touch on. So it still remains to be seen how those factors will actually play out in the game, but it did go a bit more into interrogating the locals, finding clues, doing like real kind of PI type investigation stuff. And I have to say, I'm very interested in this game, and I'm really looking forward to playing it as my Halloween 2018 game, because that's what year it currently is, and I forgot about that.
And that's what year it's coming out.
That's what year it's coming out, everybody.
So speaking of horror games, one of the smaller things that I was excited about but didn't necessarily want to like spend a lot of time on is the new game that was a game series really that was announced from Supermassive, the creators of Until Dawn. Did you see the trailer for that one?
No, but I want to watch it.
The Dark Pictures,
can
the Dark
we watch
Pictures
it?
anthology.
I want to see this.
Yeah, let's watch this thing.
Seagulls are never a good sign.
Down. Diving.
This is Alex.
What's up, man? Conrad. Good to finally meet you, Conrad. This is Brad, by the way. My little bro.
So is everybody on board and ready to go?
Who wants to find some sunken treasure?
Good?
Sunken treasure. Like, who thinks that's a good idea?
What do you know about this wreck?
Just rumors.
It was insane. It was like traveling through time.
Should have never gone down to that plane in the first place.
Oh, damn.
Every single thing you bring back has an essence. I told you to leave everything down there alone. We have unexpected guests.
What are you doing? Alex? Julia? Guys!
It looks pretty creepy.
That looks real good.
Yeah,
That
and
looks
I mean-
real good. So the game is called Man of Medan.
But it's part of the Dark Pictures anthology series.
Okay, and I'm sorry, is that I don't know anything about that. Is that a separate existing game?
So, no. The Dark Pictures anthology is a new thing that Supermassive announced.
Okay.
So it's going to be a series of video games.
Oh,
Man
okay.
of Medan is the first one.
Oh, okay. I was missing that link. I'm sorry.
So I talked about Until Dawn in one of our Halloween episodes. I think the very first one that we did. Loved the game. Thought it was really great in how its storytelling and its the butterfly effect kind of stuff. Which they've said that a lot of that stuff is going to be similar in Man of Medan. Such as like all playable characters can either live or die. Like that's based on your decisions and different things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. It looks real good.
I'm really interested in that as well. I know how much you love Until Dawn, and this year, in addition to the Call of Cthulhu,
Are you going to actually play Until Dawn?
Until Dawn.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
super
do it.
long.
Yeah, that's what you've told me. So I'm going to play 2 games this year for Halloween.
We better get started
I'm gonna
on
play Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
I might not start Until Dawn early. But anyway, so something that I'm really intrigued by is maybe I misheard them, but it sounded like they said they were going to Dagon?
Oh, I missed that too.
In the beginning of the
I thought they said diving.
Oh, maybe I just totally misheard them.
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding. Scratch everything I was about to say.
But is that some other horror
no, I was
reference?
thinking that was a crazy coincidence because Dagon could just be a different way to pronounce, excuse me, I guess it does make more sense that they said diving because in the H.P. Lovecraft stories, there is a particular short story that deals with the city of Dagon, which is related to the Cthulhu mythos. And I was like, wow, that would be a really weird coincidence.
It could still be referencing that.
I mean, as we kind of touched on this last time regarding the Hellblade game, it does seem like with most media, certain things become very on trend kind of at the same time. And with all of these sort of H.P. Lovecraft-esque games coming out now, it wouldn't surprise me if this game had elements of that particular type of storytelling. But I think you're probably right. I probably just misheard them.
But, who knows? We'll learn more as the game comes out.
We'll find out because we're probably both going to play it. It looks super cool.
Oh, yeah, it looks great. But one of the ones, I wound up spending more time on that than I wanted, but one of the ones that I was really excited about, and I was excited, this one they announced, I want to say E3 of 2017 is when this one was announced. And then it wasn't at E3 this year, which I was really bummed about, but then now we got a little bit more information on it at Gamescom, and it's Biomutant. Do you remember anything about that
right.
one?
Okay, I don't remember anything about it, but when I saw the new gameplay trailer from this year at Gamescom, one of the first thoughts that I had is now that I've played Monster Hunter,
it looks a lot like Monster Hunter,
like the
right?
Palakitties. It's like, wow, if I could become a Palico in Monster Hunter and play as the Palico.
I had the exact same thought.
Who you are in Biomutant. I was like, wow, it's just a different Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And I was actually pretty jazzed about that because my dream in life is to be the Palakitty.
So Biomutant is being made or developed by Experiment 101, and they were actually saying in the interview that they did with IGN, which is what I was watching, that it's their first game. So we'll see how this goes.
Wow, period.
So anyway.
Ambitious.
I know.
Dang.
So they were talking with the creative director of the game, Stefan, and I'm going to butcher this. And I even heard how they pronounced it.
Let me see it. All right.
It's way easier than I thought. Stefan Lindquist.
Yeah, it's probably Lundquist.
Lindquist or whatever.
Whatever.
So sorry, Stefan. But anyway, they were talking about him, and they were going through, and as they were doing the interview, they were watching the gameplay video and talking about it. So I just kind of called out the highlights of it that I liked. So the character creation mode is called your genetic code. Basically, because obviously, so the whole thing about this is it's this mutated world basically, and you refine your genetic code at these biohazard pools that you can find throughout the world, which means you can change your genetic code at any biohazard pool.
Ooh, okay.
So you're not locked in.
You're not married to any one particular class or race.
Right.
Okay.
And so before I get too far into that, for anyone who doesn't know what Biomutant is, you are playing as like a raccoon-ish creature.
It is a palico.
On a world that is basically just this like massive animal kingdom, basically. And the main thing that they showed in this gameplay trailer is that you're trying to restore the Tree of Life that is under attack. And so you have to go to these different areas and defeat these beasts that are attacking the Tree of Life. But it looks like this really cool infusion of obviously animals with not steampunk isn't the right one, but it's like you drive mechs. You use like one of the mechs you can drive. I've seen from like the original release trailer, is that it's like one of the hands, like a walking hand, like from like the Addams Family kind of thing, where it's just the hand.
Oh yeah, okay.
Walking, and you're riding in the top, but then it turns and like points its fingers like a gun and shoots, and that's like the main
that
attack.
Is super fun.
Different things like this. You have like hot air balloon flying machines, all these other different things. So it kind of has this Animal Kingdom, slightly post-apocalyptic / steampunk feel.
Do you think you might call it industrial punk?
Industrial punk might be a good descriptor for it.
I mean, it's a thin line between the two, but
Right.
if you don't think it properly fits steampunk, then industrial punk may be a good fusion.
True. And so it just seemed, so it has this really unique look to it. It's going to be an action RPG. So
It is
obviously
very colorful, though.
Yes,
like just
very
to
colorful, very vibrant,
For those
very
of you
bright.
that haven't seen it, it's very vibrant.
It's not like a doomsday post-apocalypse.
No, it's not that kind of
And
industrial
I don't even
punk.
think there's I mean, there could be the post-apocalypse being the fact that something happened that wiped out human life, and then now everything's run
this
by...
could just be a different kind of nuclear Fallout.
Which
this
is really
could be
cool,
a
really
different
fresh.
version of Fallout where everything wound up being way cooler.
But so there's a lot of fun things about it. Like they were talking about, Stefan was talking about in his interview, that there was the combat and everything, and the movement and everything is very free flowing. So it obviously from the gameplay, and they could have been hiding some HUD features, but they were able to switch from ranged combat, melee combat, jumping and everything. And it didn't look like they were having to hit a whole lot of different buttons or like remap, like weapon selection, everything that would pause the flow of combat. Everything just moved very seamlessly, which looks very cool. It also had fun little things, like if you did specific actions and hit enemies, it would be like pow, wham, and different things like that, which are just fun little additions. But it just, the gameplay to it is what really attracts me to this one, that it just is a slightly different setting than what we've really seen. The genetic code thing, being able to manipulate that at any time, looks really interesting. They also said it's completely open world. They're being kind of not really giving a whole lot of detail as to how long the game will be. The guy, Stefan, did say, he's just like, I can promise you it's at least 10 hours. But I mean, that's for an RPG, I would imagine.
Better than nothing.
Exactly. Like it's going to be, he's like, it's going to be longer than that.
And
but
who
all
knows?
I can say
Maybe
right now,
he was just talking about the core campaign. I mean, obviously, if this is going to be an online game, am I understanding correctly?
As far as I know, I don't know, actually. It might just be single player.
Maybe I was just assuming that because I got such strong Monster Hunter vibes.
Yeah, I mean,
from it.
I'm sure there might be some multiplayer mechanic to it. They haven't talked about it yet, as far as I know.
So I will retract my assumption for now then, good sir.
But yeah, so it looks a lot of fun. One of the other big things is that thought was cool is that he said that missions will never be closed off due to your actions.
Ooh, okay.
So obviously things in the world change to your actions and decisions you make, but you'll never be closed off. Instead, your decisions will open up more quests.
Okay. I like that.
So you can really experience all the different storylines that are going to be there in the game. It looks really cool. And then you can also have all these different abilities and everything. Like one of the abilities they showed off is that your character, they found a biohazard pool. They changed the genetic code and gave him this ability where he basically forms a bubble of water from a puddle. Like if he stands in a puddle, you can like form this bubble of water that you're in the middle of that then you can use to bounce to other places. But if you land on top of enemies, it kind of like sucks them up into it and they're like stuck in it as you're rolling around.
That sounds delightful.
It looks so fun. It just all the different ways that you can manipulate the world. It really does look like it's going to be just a ton of fun.
Excellent.
So I was just very, very, very excited about.
It's probably because of just that mechanic. It's probably just going to become the new Katamari Damacy. People are just going. Oh my god!
I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Jesus, Jerrett.
I can't keep up with everything. I've talked about this.
Never mind. We'll move on.
Oh god!
Just keep your embarrassment to yourself.
I'm not embarrassed that I don't know it. I'm not at all. I'm very confident in my fandoms.
Good for you for your ill-gotten confidence.
But no, so ran through that, showed some combat. You can go watch this stuff. Obviously, YouTube, IGN's website is where you can find the full like 20 minutes of gameplay footage that they showed off of Biomutant. It just looks so fun, and I'm glad that they gave us more information on it because I was kind of afraid when it didn't come out, they didn't have anything about it at E3. I was a little nervous that maybe. Did it fall into development hell?
Yeah.
Is it like super delayed?
That can happen.
But it was good to get the reassurance that it still does seem to be on track.
Very good. So I just want to kind of blaze through a couple of the, not necessarily highlights that Jared and I were really excited about, but some of the more important things.
Yep.
There was a big announcement from Gamescom regarding a bunch of Xbox bundles that are going on sale in the near future as part of, really tied to, the releases of some of Microsoft's biggest games for the coming year. In particular, Battlefield 5, the new Tomb Raider game, Forza.
That makes sense.
What's the other one that I'm forgetting?
Let's find it. This is why we have
there's
the computer
another
here.
one. While he's looking up that, what I'm getting at is saying that there's going to be a bunch of really good deals on Xbox One 1 terabyte Xboxes, I don't know how better to say that are special editions. So each of the games that I just mentioned will be getting a special edition Xbox that comes out along with its presumed release date. And as far as I know, all of those are now available for pre-order.
Oh,
so
nice.
by the time you're hearing this, you should be able to go and pre-order those.
Also, small random aside that also ties into this stuff. Day of this episode coming out the 28th is when this goes into effect, but you can no longer take it. Amazon cut their, this is not Gamescom related.
I saw that.
But
What
Amazon
a bummer.
cut their pre-order bonus for Prime members, where you would, if you pre-ordered a game, you would get 20% off. And now you will, for select games, get a $10 credit when you
Now,
pre-order.
I will say that I am not a Prime member. I don't buy into that cult, so that doesn't affect me at all.
I am a proud member.
But for Prime members, I can totally understand that absolutely blows.
I mean, that's why I would still, I always pre-order through Amazon.
And so something else that this is kind of loosely tied to is, if I'm not mistaken, Amazon owns Twitch. Twitch is technically an
Twitch
Amazon
Prime.
subsidiary. And now Prime members who get their Prime subscriptions from, like, who use their Prime subscriptions, Prime account to get a free subscription on Twitch to their preferred channel, that will no longer come with the benefit of having no advertisements.
Yep.
What a bummer, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, like, especially for people who are really into esports, Twitch is where all of those are.
Which, fortunately, like, they don't bombard you yet with a lot of ads. It's normally whenever you
There's quite a
start.
few.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know how frequently you watch, but for certain
I've actually been
channels,
watching quite a lot of Twitch
they're
lately.
they're very. I mean, it feels like too often for me. So that's a real 1-2 whammy bummer for Prime members.
But yeah, so anyway, I haven't decided. So if you're wanting to pre-order any games, that goes into effect on the 28th, so the day this comes out. I don't know if it's like took effect now, like it's already in effect, or if it will take effect at midnight tonight. But anyway, if you're planning on pre-ordering some games, do it now. Like I'm gonna pre-order
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Red Dead 2 before it goes out.
That's a good idea.
Anyway, back to Gamescom. I was not actually able to find the rest of the bundle.
Oh,
thing.
that's okay. So some of the other things that I did want to touch on are, I know that we've already seen a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
Now the
Super excited for it.
Yeah. Oh, I am too. The trailer that they played at E3 is a little bit different from what they showed at Gamescom, but only in certain ways. So what they showed at Gamescom 2018, I keep thinking it's 2019, is that it's definitely confirmed now that you can play as either a male or female version of the title character V.
Mm-hmm.
So whichever one you play, though, this was something that was just very important to me. So there's a particular scene in, I think, the trailer where it shows your character V waking up from what has clearly been a night of bathing suit area fun times with another person.
Area fun times.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
Okay.
That's a real phrase. You could write that one down. Anyways,
Oh, good Lord.
no matter if you pick the female or male version of V, at least in that particular scene that they showed, you woke up with a male character both times, meaning that there's LGBT romance possibilities.
Oh yeah, they've said that
Yeah.
that's going to be that way.
I mean, I'm really excited about that, because my thing is that I don't necessarily always want to romance the same-sex character, but I want
the
the option. What if the lady is so much better than the dude, and vice versa?
That's true.
I need to be able to make informed decisions without the game holding me back, and Cyberpunk 2077 looks like it will hopefully deliver on that request.
Yeah, I remember they said after E3 too that the game will also feature one-night stands and full frontal nudity for both sexes as well. So yeah, it's not going to hold anything back, I don't think.
Excellent.
So yeah, it's going to be a good game.
So another side thing that they did show in the differences of the trailer is that they allowed this one to focus a little bit more on what can happen if you choose to take a different path on your various missions. So I believe in the mission that they showed at E3, it was the same mission both times, like you're delivering a chip to some gangsters or something. I forget the details. But in the new gameplay trailer, or just trailer, they showed that your character gives the chip to the gangsters and also warns them that it's already got a tracker in it.
Oh, no.
And that changed the outcome of that mission. You wound up fighting somebody different in the end. The reactions of the enemy characters were different. And I just thought that that was a really good way to display, hey, your decisions do impact what happens in your missions.
Yeah.
So
That one I can't wait for it.
I know, right?
It's
going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing, but I just want, how long's the wait? How long is that wait going to be? It's gonna be
2077. You heard me before.
And that's when it's coming out.
That's when it's coming out.
Jeez, that would be the biggest bummer of my life because I don't have many years left by that time. But one of the other big things that I wanted to touch on that looks really cool. Now, we all know, right now, battle royales are the big thing. Everybody's doing them.
If you're not watching the video, everybody, I'm hardcore rolling my eyes right now.
So, I mean, I've been getting more into the Fortnite as of late.
Sheeple.
Hitting it up. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
Everyone I know is like, it's really fun.
It
and I'm
really
like,
is a lot of
I'll
fun.
never play it.
And I was originally going to be like, I'm not going to throw money at this. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to play.
God, did you buy something?
I bought a battle pass.
Jared, for God's sake.
Because they came out in the season 5, they came out with a Viking skin and I needed it.
Jesus, you
So
are
I
so
bought that. But it makes it so
predictable.
much more fun because it unlocks all these different challenges. Oh my God, it's just so much. Another conversation for another time. But obviously now everybody is scrambling to get in on the cash cow that is battle royales. And one game that is now that has been announced, and we got a little bit more information on it, is Dying Light: Bad Blood.
Ah, yes, you mentioned this one.
So, Dying Light, as everyone knows, they recently announced the sequel for the game at E3 this year. But Dying Light is a zombie survival game that has a very big influence on your movement and mobility because you primarily use parkour to get around a lot. And so it's a lot of, obviously you use guns and melee weapons and things like that, but a lot of it is you are running, jumping up through structures and all this other different stuff. So they're kind of taking that and applying it to the Battle Royale, where basically the goal of the game is to get these blood samples from around the map. Once you get enough blood samples to call in the evac helicopter, you have to get to the evac helicopter. The point is, only one person can get on the evac helicopter.
Okay.
Now, in this one, unlike Fortnite, PUBG, you're not just battling other players. There are also NPC or computer human adversaries that you run across.
Do you mean AIs?
Yeah, AIs, whatever. I mean, they knew
Computer
what I was talking
human
about.
adversary.
They know. People are smart. They can defer what
That's
I
really
meant.
funny. Wait, what's it actually called? CPUs.
CPUs.
Even I had the wrong word.
Yeah, that's not what it is.
Is that not? Because
NPCs are like non-political characters.
no, but the CPU is the computer something.
Central Processing Unit?
No. Anyways,
Anyway,
keep going.
AIs, human AIs is what I was trying to say, because you also fight zombies. Thus the classification differences here of why I was pointing out that they were human as opposed to just other people. So you've got zombies, you've got humans, and then you also have the other players that you're fighting against. And the primary mode of combat, like I saw in the gameplay trailer that they showed off, you have a bow and arrow, but the majority of your combat does take place with melee weapons, which is way different from the big ones, PUBG and Fortnite. Now, granted, Fortnite you have, and in PUBG you have PUBG has its frying pan, Fortnite has its pickaxe, which you can use in combat, but still the majority of the game takes place with ranged weapons. But this one seems to be way more up close and personal. Of course, you're still going to have the big focus on parkour movement and moving around in the different areas, and so it just looked like a really fun way a fresh take, if you could say, on the Battle Royale mode. And like other Battle Royale modes, it's going to be standalone and free, and free to play. Obviously, there will be microtransactions and different customizations that you can buy and all that. But still, Dying Light is one that's in my backlog, and I'm really wanting to find the time to get to because it just looks really fun. And now Dying Light 2 is coming out, so now I feel even more pressure to do it. But
you do this to yourself every time.
I know.
Just play the new game.
And with this one, I probably will.
Okay, good.
Because I don't think the story is going to be so big of a thing that it has to carry over.
Not every game is worth it.
Carry over.
They're not
It's
all
not always
worth
worth
the
it, but
revisit.
Dying Light is it got incredibly good reviews, so I want to play that one for sure. But anyway, so this one looks interesting. It's coming out to Steam first. I'm sure that there will be a PS4 or a console-based version coming out later.
Right.
So
I know that that's clearly not going to, I know this is clearly not going to be a component of the game, but I do really wish that maybe like instead of battling the zombies, you could like enchant them with interpretive dance. I feel like that would be a really
I don't think
fun.
zombies respond to that.
I think they would. I think if your dance was good enough,
I feel like all
you
the
would be able
lore
to
and knowledge
tap
that we have.
into what little of their soul is left, and you could.
I really don't think
you
so.
could change their minds, and they would just willingly give you their blood samples.
Well, it looks like you collect blood samples from like these like hive things.
Oh
that are,
God,
like,
that's worse. Okay.
not like zombie horde hives. It's like a little like growth or something. You like, collect the sample from there.
Thinking of different things. But anyways, yeah, interpretive dance needs to be a mechanic.
Okay. Well,
Want to contact
you can
about this?
Techland.
Okay,
You can
I'll
hit
reach
them up.
out.
Okay. But anyway, so did you have another like big highlight for you?
Those are my big highlights so far. That's we've seen some other things, some new gameplay trailers, like from the new Tomb Raider game, for example, along with a few other big titles. But the only things that I was really super intrigued by, we have already talked about.
Oh, and of course, we do have to say this because, I mean, obviously we're big fans of the game. The new cinematic from Overwatch.
Oh, yes.
About Diva, shooting star.
So if anybody hasn't seen it yet, Blizzard just released their new Overwatch cinematic.
It's been so
for
long
Diva.
since we got one.
It has been a while. The last one would have been Maze.
No, I think Reinhardt.
Really? Was Reinhardt's after Maze?
Reinhardt was after May.
Oh, okay, gotcha, Reinhardt's. But still, it's been too long.
It's been a very long time.
And Diva's one of the most popular characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she got a new short. It is amazing. Whoever her, like, workshop helper boy is, he's my new waifu. So, hands off, everybody else. That's my Hazubando. Claimed.
Dibs,
Dibs.
as they say.
I called it, and you heard it here first, everybody.
But no, yeah, it was just another excellent one. It's still just every time these come out,
They get better and better
they
every
get better and
time.
better, and we're just like, where is our movie?
And
Where is our TV show?
Along with that announcement, they did reveal that Busan will be a new map.
Right,
So
which it
we're
looks
getting
like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be really fun. So we're getting a new map to go along with the new short. All A+ stuff.
Yep. Let me just see here. Just scan through the list, see if anything else. Oh, another one, not necessarily gameplay related, but just an announcement. They did announce that Sarah Schachner, and I don't even know if this was a part of Gamescom necessarily, but EA announced that Sarah Schachner, who was the composer for Assassin's Creed Origins, and I've already raved a ton on her excellent score for that game, is doing the soundtrack for Anthem coming out.
I did see that on Twitter. Yes, that's exciting
Very
stuff.
exciting. And that she released a track from that, Valor, that you can go listen to.
Awesome.
So excited for that. So excited for that. Let's see. Let's just do another quick little scan here. What? This?
Yes. Okay. So this is just a very off topic. I actually am surprised to see it at Gamescom. But one of the indie titles that I've been really following through its development, like I've followed them on Twitter for a long time, is upcoming indie title Grease, which is spelled the French way of Gris, which means the color gray in French. I won't tell you too much about it, except that you should go look up the trailer immediately. It looks like it's going to be a really good indie title of this year. I believe it is coming out a bit later, I think November of this year. October or November of this year, and I am really excited about it.
It looks beautiful.
It looks just
the art style
gorgeous.
is great.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Let's see. Oh, Diddy Kong is coming to Mario Tennis Aces.
Boo.
That gets me excited. Anytime
Diddy Kong.
Oh, shut up. He's great.
We're all friends here, everybody.
We are. We have a great. Oh, this is fun. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is all what we're checking, by the way, is IGN's recap of everything. Ori and the Will of the Wisps has a new Spirit Trials mode. Basically, you can race other players.
Now, this would all be well and good, except that it doesn't give me what I actually want to know, which is a release date.
Seriously.
So
I think it's early next year.
we'll see.
They haven't confirmed an actual date yet, but I would have to think early next year, like spring. Like I'm thinking April.
We would hope so, but we have no confirmation of that.
Prediction. Ori.
Write it down.
I am. Ori.
What day in April?
Well, I need to look at a calendar so I can know.
You're cheating.
I just need to know.
Throw one out there.
Because I need to know what a Tuesday or Friday is.
Why didn't you just click on your calendar app?
Oh, I didn't know it was already open. No, because I already had it.
You're a fool.
Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. April. I'm going to put it. Oh, I was going to say the 24th. So April 23rd.
I'm going to say April 2nd.
April 23rd. 2019. And you say April
2nd.
2nd?
2028.
No, that's too far. Too far in the future.
2019 it is then.
All right. You know, we should do some just quick bit of research to make sure that we're not dumb. Sorry.
You know what? Research is for punks. Let's just throw wild claims out there and not back them up. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, true. That always gets the right information out there. Just 2019. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we know that. Anyway, let me see. Let's go through this. Cyberpunk. We talked about that. Battlefield 5, Fallout 76, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Super excited for that. Resident Evil 2.
So we're getting 2 games in the near future then where you can romance all the people.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
It's going to be
Assassin's
a good
Creed
year
Odyssey.
for romance.
Oh, that was the other like really big thing from that is they announced that they will be skipping 2019. There will not be an Assassin's Creed game in 2019.
Which I think makes sense.
I think so
they've
too.
got 2
They learned
really,
their lesson.
Yeah.
I've said this before, but they learned the annualizing. Like Call of Duty is the exact same way. I used to love Call of Duty games. Now I'm just meh about them. But because the annualized, I understand it from a business perspective, but for hardly ever does like something really new and fresh come out of that.
Yeah.
And obviously they took their time off. They skipped 2016, didn't have Assassin's Creed game in 2016, and we got the amazing Origins. Now, granted, we're being followed a year later with Odyssey, but then, which is, I'm sure, but from everything I've seen, looks like it's going to be fantastic too. But let's take a break, take a pause, innovate on those ideas, get some thoughts percolating up in their heads.
Let your developers take a vacation.
That too.
Please think of your human resources department.
That too. That's very important. Devil May Cry Devil May Cry 5 got a release date for March
2019.
Yeah.
Correct.
And got the new stuff.
So did Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, that might be what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of,
both
the
of them.
date.
No, they both are.
I know they're both coming
yeah.
out. Oh, they're both coming out in March.
Correct.
Oh,
so they are both slated for March 2019.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right, we covered it. We're amazing.
You can obviously there's a lot more that we didn't go over, just stuff that would like just little small bits that would be easier for you to just go read an article than for us to relay. But we shared our big highlights here that we really wanted to touch on. But yeah, the more I see of Biomutant, the more I get excited for it, and the more I want to play it immediately. And then obviously too, I don't know if I'll ever get around to playing the Battle Royale mode for Dying Light, but still, it looks like it's a lot of fun.
We'll find out.
A lot of fun. And then obviously Mogan's looking forward to that Call of Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Let's call him that from now on.
All
I
right.
like that better.
And but yeah, so a lot of great stuff coming out of Gamescom 2018. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite announcements were, what you're looking forward to the most. We would love to hear from all of you. But before we close out this episode, we do have to do our soundtrack spotlight. And this week, the entry is coming to us from Ark, one of our patrons. She gave us the Aquatic Ambience from Donkey Kong Country.
A rock solid choice.
Rock solid choice from an outstanding game. As you may know, it is in my top 10 games as we talked about in a previous episode from this year. So go check out our series on our top 10 list. Do a little bit of homework. All right. So we'll be listening to that track, Aquatic Ambience from Donkey Kong Country. But join us next week for our new episode that'll be coming out on Tuesday, 9 a.m. But until next time, I'm one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
Adios.
We'll see you all next time. Stick around for the song.